Blackburn joins me now. So, Senator, how do you plan on getting these workers back to the office? And if they don't want to come back, why don't we just sell the buildings and give that money back to the taxpayer?
Well, Katie, you're right about that, and I think the American people have reached a tipping point with putting up with this outrageous spending. Every member has a list, but more importantly, the American people have a list, and they want to pay less for gas and groceries, and they know that this federal spending is causing a lot of what they're doing. Now, as you're saying, you've got about 10% of the federal workforce that is working full-time 5 days a week in an office. We have about 12% of our office space that is being used. So one of my DOGE Act's provisions is to make certain that people return to work. If they're not returning to work, then we need to remove them, or we need to sell those buildings. Or another of the DOGE provisions, let's move these federal agencies outside of Washington, D.C., and put them across the country where people like Tennesseans are going to work every single day in order to put up with this inflation that's been caused by the spending.
And also, they would have to deal with the policies that they are implementing from Washington, D.C. and the communities that they live. But to the point of getting rid of federal workers, there are some roadblocks to this. The Washington Post is reporting that about 56% of the civil service is covered by collective bargaining contracts, and many of which include provisions for telework, and that a record 10% of federal jobs are now designated as fully remote. So if Congress can't get civil service reform done first, are all these efforts for DOGE going to go anywhere?
Of course, the efforts are going to go into action. And here's the thing. The American people are impatient for action. We have the President Trump administration is going to be aggressive. They're going to be focused. And they're going to be pushing Congress to take that action and get people back to work. Make certain that we clear backlogs. And I will add to that another of the DOGE Act's provisions is across-the-board spending cuts, 1%, 2%, and 5% in our discretionary non-defense spending to make certain that we are certainly reducing what the federal government spends. What we need to do is go in and cap the spending. We need to freeze federal hiring, federal salaries, another of the provisions. We need to make certain we are working the debt down, not adding to it. And that means people show up, people do their job, we do more with less, we utilize technology, we implement these DOGE provisions. People are tired of waiting for action, and they're going to be, I've talked to so many people that say, look, Marsha, you've got the House, the Senate, the White House with the greatest president, President Trump. We want to see things done. I'm delighted that they do.
If the federal government has money to spend on rats doing cocaine, they're taking too much money from the American people. Senator, we'll be watching the DOGE Act. Thank you so much.
You got it.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.